Coming up on the final round of pit stops as we hit the 400-mile mark in the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Jeff Gordon, 293 laps down. If this were the spring race here, he'd have just taken the checkered flag. Got another 100 miles to go in today's race.
And Ryan Newman is still a second and a quarter behind Jeff Gordon. There he is, Newman. Last time by, he lost about 0.2 of a second to Jeff Gordon.
Will Marlin still third. Jimmy Johnson and Bill Elliott making up the rest of the top 5.
We kind of seesawing back. Jeff will be 0.2 quicker than the next lap. Newman will be 0.2 quicker. But they're not really in traffic.
Now Jeff is going to run across some catching cars now. Bobby Hamilton, Mike Wallace.
These are the guys at the end of the lead lap. Hamilton is. He is 20th place, making 19th place. Last car on the lead lap. Mike Wallace went down a little bit earlier. He's in 28th place. Wow. You see Gordon's car wiggle there when he tried to cut under Hamilton? BP, you've been in these things many times. You too, Wally. You're after 400 miles now. You've been fighting this old racetrack all day. The tires are worn out. You've been out here for 60 laps on these tires. What's it like?
I've been wanting tires about 20 laps ago.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon's situation. He looks in the mirror and he sees that 12 car getting closer and closer. And he wants something to give him an advantage.
All you're doing is, you're letting the car go where it needs to go. Like right here, you watch Jeff. The car will just slide up the racetrack, and you just got to wait till it stops sliding. Then you pick up the gas ever so gently, push that gas pedal down real easy, especially here at Darlington because there's no grip. So everything is almost like in slow motion driving a race car here at Darlington.
Kyle Petty, 17th place on the lead lap, Dave.
And Alan, his earpiece fell out earlier in the day, actually during this run, and he cannot hear his crew. They have asked NASCAR and communicated to NASCAR to throw Kyle the black flag when they want him to pit. They're going to communicate that, and NASCAR said they would. So the black flag Kyle to tell him it's time to come in.
Wow. Yeah, that's a courtesy NASCAR extends to the team if they lose radio communication to help them get their driver off the racetrack.
Well, if they don't want him out there running out of gas in front of someone and creating problems.
That is very distracting when you lose your earplug in one of these race cars. These cars are so loud, it's very distracting driving with an earplug hanging out.
Kyle, pretty solid day. He's on the lead lap, 17th place. Not spectacular, but steady. And that's kind of been the mode of operating for this team this year. Kyle's, been fairly liberal about saying, yeah, last year we were really good at running, 30th. And then we got really good at running 25th and 20th, and now we're getting really good at running 15th. Dale Jr. in, first spot on pit road. Marty?
Wow, and he nearly overshot his pits. He had to slam on the brakes to make his pit stall, which is the first one on pit road, as you mentioned, Alan. Just sliding all over the place for Jr. Wants some more overall grip. They do make an air pressure adjustment. Again, has his teammates rear tire changer and rear tire carrier and Steve Clark, and a good stop for these guys so far.
Rusty Wallace is also in.
He just goes around the tunnel. Right sides are up.
They were looking to peel the windshield off, but I don't think he could find the tab.
So he's going to have to live with it.
Yep.
Final 67 laps.
Front tire changer done about a second or two. About a second quicker than the rear. 15 and a half, not bad.
Jimmy Spencer leaving pit road after his stop, and here comes Tony Stewart in. Jeff Gordon is also on pit road behind Tony Stewart. Leaders in. Go ahead, Bill.
Excellent point, Alan. They're going to have to be very careful here. Stewart into his stall first. They've got the car in pretty good shape after his brush with the wall earlier. It's just a little bit tight. Gordon now slowly creeping down pit road. Will have to swing around. It's 4 tires and fuel for Stewart. Gordon is just a little bit tight also. He gets tight when the clouds come out. So they peel off the windshield, make a half round into the right rear, come around to the left side. Remember, they had one bad pit stop earlier. They've had several good pit stops. This one seems to be going very well. The track's down and Gordon's on his way.
15.1, not bad. Mike Wallace, who was right in front of Jeff Gordon, goes out right with him, so a good stop for the Conseco team.
Benny, I hate to give you the bad news, but it was a good stop after they put the hood down.
Oh.
They had the hood up on Mike's car. Marty?
Ward Burton's car's really come to life. He is loose off the corners, so Tommy Baldwin decided to take a pound out of both rear tires, and a great stop for the Cat team. Matt?
Marty, cloud cover and adjustments have put the 9 car back in the race, but the car then got a little too tight, so they had to make an air pressure adjustment to try to free him up. Dave?
For Bobby Labonte, air into the right front and left rear, air out of the left front and the right rear. The car sliding all over the place, still pushing the nose. That's the biggest problem for Labonte.
Ryan Newman has been in. Mark Martin is the leader. Now he comes down pit road. What should be the final stop for him, unless we get a caution flag, Matt.
And Mark Martin gives up the lead for what should be his final stop. No adjustments on the 6 car. They have been working on this race car all day. At one point, they went back in the middle of the race to where they started with as far as their air pressure and chassis adjustments. They have finally got the car where it needs to be, and he is good to go.
I love those jackmen, don't you? Those big, burly guys.
What's that? Is that Jimmy Johnson's?
Yep.
Back on pit road. Caution is out. I don't think anybody got caught by it.
That is left rear. Jimmy Johnson's left rear. Yeah.
Is he going to go around?
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now because he's already been lapped. Jeff Gordon has already gone past.
What is that?
It's Ward Burton's car.
On board the Cat Dodge, and saw that tire cap rolling down the backstretch. Man,
Amazing. Thank God for interliners.
and he had just made a pit stop. I mean, it must have cut the tire down leaving pit road. He had just made a pit stop, not more than a lap before that.
And they just checked the photo finish camera and confirmed that Jimmy Johnson did lose a lap to the leader, so he's going to have to stop here in the front stretch, let them overtake him, and then come in and make his stop. Looks like the cycle of pit stops had been completed before the caution, so we're right back where we started from. Jeff Gordon leading in a short sprint to the finish. Upon further review, NASCAR has said that yes, Jimmy Johnson did get to the caution properly ahead of the leader, so he has come around the pace car, back up behind the field, and now onto pit road.
They changed that left rear tire that just, for some reason, went flat in just a lap or a half lap.
Pitted at 3:01 and at 3:04 had this problem.
Not sure, it just gets sideways and that left rear just separates.
I tell you what, it's amazing that he's able to save the car.
Yeah. Well, like I said, those interliners are great.
The tire within a tire that allowed him to run around and not crash or damage his car. And of course, that's that's one of the players for the championship. So that's a tough point hit for him. Johnson in 5th place coming into today's race, and now he's going to be back in 21st or 22nd here. It'll be 22nd with only 60 laps to go.
See, I think he was past the start-finish line in pit lane when the yellow came out.
Yes, he was on pit road when the caution flag came out.
Looking down on Darlington from our U.S. Army Skycam, courtesy of the United States Army and Army of One. Bill?
The valve stem is gone on the left rear tire of the 48 car.
Okay.
So he either made contact with someone or it separated, but they, other than that, they don't know. But the valve stem is gone. When that happens, the air goes, and fortunately, the interliner stayed up. So they caught 2 brakes. The interliner stayed up, and they didn't go a lap down. But that's making the best of what's a very disappointing situation.
All right, here we go.
Jimmy Johnson going to restart 20th with 59 laps to go.
You ready?
Jeff cleared the lap down car, got a little bit of a break there because Ryan Newman didn't.
Oh, and Jeff Green, the 30 car, trying to get a lap back, squeezed Newman up against it outside retaining wall.
And that cost Newman a lot of time right there.
Jeff Green is the first one lap down in 23rd place. He's trying to get up there and see if he can get a lap back from the leader. Of course, if Ryan Newman's a little mad right now.
Yeah, I mean, because that's that was a birthday. That was a present for Jeff. But you know, Jeff's doing what he needs to do too. He's trying to get that lap back. If anything happened right now, he's still close enough to Jeff where he could go for getting that lap back.
Bill Elliott right there in third in that 9 car, just ahead of Sterling Marlin.
Okay, Ryan Newman now is just a tick over 1 second behind Jeff Gordon. We'll make that a 2nd and 3/4.
Line has just come down pit road, very slow on the racetrack with some right front problems on his car.
It's almost 2 seconds that lap, BP. That's a long ways.
So Ryan Newman that time lost about a 1/3 of a second to Jeff Gordon.
So what about Jeff Green's role on that restart, Wally? I mean, he had every right to be there.
Oh,
to try and race.
Jeff did everything he was supposed to do. He raced hard into turn 1 to try to get that lap back, so he didn't do anything wrong. But Jeff Gordon got a little bit better restart, and he was able to clear the car of Jeff Green, which gave him that opportunity to put some distance between him and Newman, because Newman and Jeff Green had to go by side through 1 and 2.
And right now, Ryan Newman, not one of the 3 fastest cars that lap.
Newman 25 car might have a tire going down. Coming out of turn 2 on the backstretch, he looked like he had his hands full. Joe Nemechek. Now it looks like the car definitely has a tire going down.
Caution is out. That thing's not turning.
And now it's finally starting. Something locked up. It's like
and he missed pit entrance.
That's the least of his problems right now.
Yeah. But I saw him get squirrely up there between 1 and 2. He got way out of it, saved it. Jeff just not close enough to get that lap back. Oh yeah, he did it.
Wow.
Attaboy.
Well, Jeff Gordon certainly did not want to see this caution flag.
53 laps to go, Benny.
And man, that tire was not turning. I mean,
the interliner didn't stay up on that one.
But yeah, thinking about that after I remarked on it, he probably had the brakes locked down trying to stop it to get to pit road.
Yeah.
And with no rubber on that thing.
Well, I think it actually went down going into turn 3 when I was watching it. But
now then,
anybody going to pit?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Very good question. I wonder if any of these guys are going to stop. Obviously, the guys at the very back, Jeff Green, Bobby Hamilton, those guys might stop and get 4 tires.
All right, you're Gordon's crew chief. Do you stop, BP?
I don't think so.
What about you?
How many laps have we run?
We've only run
about 10.
No.
9 or 10.
I'm not coming in.
Mark Martin's the one on the apron, but he pulls back up in line, seeing no other takers. Tony Stewart's going to come in. Dale Jr., Jimmy Spencer, Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, and a few others. Marty?
Well, Dale Jr. not very happy with his car right now, Alan, and the car for Jr. is a little bit tight in and a little bit loose off, and that's a big problem for these guys, and he's going to change 4 tires. He got a wedge adjustment, and that will be the adjustment for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is not very happy at all, Bill. And Tony Stewart's going to make his way down pit road. Again, they've been finding a tight condition on this race car, so nothing to lose here. Going to bring him in, try and free him up just a little bit. They got track bar adjustment, 1 round, and then 4 tires, and then top off the fuel tank and send it back out. So when you're in the back of the pack, take advantage of everything you can. Jimmy Johnson was also on pit road. Tony's on his way.
You know, a lot of times the tight end loose off is because the car's tight all the way through the corner.
23 cars on the lead lap, 12 of them pitted onto this caution, hoping those fresh tires will keep them off the road to nowhere.